To start off, say your name, major, and say that Jay, give Student Health 101 permission to use this video.
Okay. My name is Jay Winetta. I am a film major, and I, Jay Winetta, give student health permission to use this video.
Student Health 101.
Student Health 101 to use this video.
All right.
All right.
Perfect. So yeah, Jay, I'm going to ask you about, just tell me about your sleep habits, about what it looks like, the good, the bad, how you deal with it. And when you start it, just give us your name, year, and major, and then just go in and say, talk about your sleep habits.
All right. My name is Jay Winetta. I am a upcoming undergraduate senior, a film major, and my sleep pattern is that I usually end up falling asleep very, very, very late in the day. Ideally, my bedtime's anywhere from 9 at the absolute earliest, which is what I ideally want to hit most of the time, but it usually realistically ends up being more around anywhere from 11 to 1, sometimes 2, depending on just the kind of day it is. For whatever reason, I end up being my most productive like around 8 or 9. So like when I'm doing my work day, yeah, I'll do my work that I have to do like in the day and stuff like that, but like, you know, for getting ready for the next day or just for whatever I want to do for my own work and stuff like that, just for however it works out, it's usually, you know, when everyone's kind of like settling in and, you know, lights are being turned on at night is when I end up being most productive. So, you know, if I usually start working or doing something like 8 or 9, I'll probably be done anywhere from, as I said, 11 to midnight or even later. So I usually tend to go to bed much later than, well, maybe in college that's normal, but, you know, for most people, what's later than usual. But on the flip side, that usually means that while I would like to wake up at like 8 or 9, I usually end up waking on most mornings anywhere from 9 at the earliest to 11, sometimes noon, which personally I don't end up liking at all because, I don't know, when you wake up and it's, you know, 11 or something like that, you feel like you've missed so much of your morning. You still have a lot of the day left, but, you know, when you kind of miss, for me, it's when you miss the sunrise. It always kind of, you know, I always like to be up when there's still some of that kind of like golden sunrise hue. I'm like, okay, cool, I'm actually in the morning, which I do that far too often. I mean, for example, just the other night, I was catching up with a friend of mine who I haven't seen in a long time, so we end up hanging out until like, I think 1 or 1:30. So we were hanging out and catching up, and then I went to bed late, and then the next morning I set my alarm for 8 o'clock because I knew I had some work to do, and I wanted to kind of get an early start on the day. And even though my alarm went off at 8, 8:05, 8:10, and 8:15 to make sure I didn't sleep through it, I kept just swiping the alarms off every time because even though I really wanted to be awake, you know, it's hard sometimes to actually get out of bed, even if I know I want to get out, you know, if I just don't have the right amount of sleep. So, I mean, ideally, I would want to wake up when it is anywhere from 7 to 9 at the latest, you know, where I feel like I'm waking up and after I take my shower and I'm ready and dressed and ready for the day, it still is, you know, some semblance of morning still left, not going into the afternoon. So, but it, you know, it's just hard to sometimes with my sleep cycle, which is now seemed to be for like this entire summer, it seems to have been rooted in going to bed late and then waking up really late and just making that my new schedule. So I'm always the last one awake, but I'm also the last one to go to bed, usually in whatever group I'm with, whether it's my family or my friends or whatnot. Yeah. Wait, give me a second, because remember I said something else when I was talking to you earlier, David. Wait, I'm blanking.
Well, I think that was really good. So with that, have you heard of any helpful things about your sleep or any things you've read or heard that you've tried to implement or that you would like to implement into your sleep habits?
I think I would actually kind of like with exercise or working out or something like that. You know, I've been on like sports teams for most of my life. And what I like about that, at least with fitness and exercise and stuff like that, is that you have a coach, you know, a fitness instructor who will kind of like give you goals or a regimen or kind of like your to-do list. Like you have to do this on this day, break on this day, do this on that day, and this will be like the best thing for your physical fitness. A trainer almost, or in my case, a coach. Almost someone kind of like that in regards to sleep, because I've read so many articles online about like how to get better sleep or in a magazine. It's like, you see like 10 of these articles online or in a newspaper or a magazine, and I don't know, I'm not sure if those help me out that much. But if I actually like was able to talk to someone and they actually had kind of a good idea and were able to like not sell me on it, but like, okay, this could really work if you try this, Jay. I know you work at these times. What if you tried doing this or that? I don't know. Maybe if I would be definitely open to talk to someone or hear, just different kind of, cycles and, how to get yourself into a new routine. Because right now I'm clearly in one routine. So I'd very much love to talk to someone about, what they do or what's other ways to, maybe like switch your routine a few hours back almost. So like, earlier waking up, earlier going to sleep, or just something else. But yeah. So there's that.
Great. Thank you so much, Jay.
All right. Thank you, David.